Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're making strawberry cream cheese French toast rolls. Everything you see here is what we're going to need today, plus the cream cheese, the brioche bread, and a package of strawberries, which is not actually pictured here. Okay, so let's hop right into it. You're going to need half a package of strawberries put into a small saucepan with half a cup of sugar. Put that on low heat and let that simmer down, and stir it occasionally as you're simmering it down. It should become a nice thick puree paste. You don't have to stir it too much, just stir it enough to make it into a paste, and mash it up just a little bit like how you see me doing here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the bread that's going to turn this into a French toast roll. So you're going to take your rolling pin. You do need a rolling pin for this recipe. You're going to take your rolling pin and you want to roll that bread out real nice and flat. Make sure you get it real flat around the edges so that when you put the cream cheese, it doesn't have a problem sticking. And when you roll it up, that's basically what it should look like, plus the cream cheese spread and the strawberry puree. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what to do with the cream cheese. So you want to make sure you have one package of softened cream cheese. The cream cheese doesn't necessarily have to be softened, but it's better if it's softened because it'll make more cream cheese spread. And it'll be way easier to whip. Okay, so here you see me sprinkle a little bit of sugar into the bowl. I put a little more sugar after. You can put the sugar to taste, put as much sugar as you feel like you need. But I would say for one package of cream cheese, a half a cup of sugar is good. Because if you ever taste the cream cheese without the sugar, it really don't taste that good. So you can taste it as you go and you'll know if it needs more sugar. So when you whip it, it should get... See, right now you can see it's kind of thick still a little bit. It should get a little creamy the more you whip it. I think I whipped this cream cheese for like 30 seconds to a minute. Not on high, not on turbo, just on regular speed. See, here you can see it's starting to look a little bit creamier than it did when I first started. And that's what it should look like. And because sugar looks the same it's the same color as cream cheese, you won't necessarily see it dissolve, and that's why you have to taste it to see if you like how it tastes. Okay, so once you finish with your cream cheese spread and your strawberry puree is all done, you can go ahead and start spreading the cream cheese spread over the flattened bread. And I want to say that I didn't say before, if you're using brioche bread, that's probably the best kind of bread to use for a French toast recipe because it's already sweet and it's already buttery. And make sure that you use a good quality type of bread because you don't want the bread cracking and splitting while you're trying to roll it, because you have to roll this up real nice. You got to roll it twice. You got to roll it out and then you got to roll it up into the cream cheese roll like you see me doing right here. And then that's what it'll look like. And you can see you don't need a lot of cream cheese. Spread it on real thin like you're spreading on some mayo. And the same with the puree. You don't need a lot of puree. Just spread the puree on there a little on the ends and roll it up like that. And then it kind of looks like a cake. One of those rolled up cakes. I don't even know what they're called, but they look so good. I've never even had one. Okay. That's the strawberry puree. It's a little thick. It doesn't have to be that thick depending on how many strawberries you're using. I just used half a package of strawberries because I wasn't making a whole lot. But if you're making more than 5 people, I would say use a whole package of strawberries. And you're most likely going to use a whole package of bread also. For this recipe, I would say brioche is the best, but if you can't find brioche, Texas toast is the next best. Okay, so here you just see me spreading the cream cheese on each one by one. And see, I'm putting a real thin layer. It don't have to be real thick. You don't want a real thick layer because then when you roll it, the cream cheese and the strawberry puree will kind of like be falling out the sides. And you want to keep all of that in there, at least until you start eating it. And don't worry about it sticking on the sides. I know usually when you roll something like an egg roll or I just had a brain fart. But usually when you roll something like an egg roll, you probably put the egg wash on the ends just to make it stick. The cream cheese will make it stick, so you don't have to do anything extra to it. I think I made 8 to 10 strawberry cream cheese rolls with this, with half the package, with one whole package of, but I had leftover cream cheese, so that was definitely more than enough cream cheese. Unless you're making for like a super big meal, I think one package of cream cheese is good for any recipe dealing with this. Okay, and that's the last one. And then we're gonna hop into how to make the French toast milk egg mixture. And then I have another video where I actually made regular French toast, regular fluffy French toast using half brioche bread and half Texas toast, and I'll put the link in the description box to that. I also showed how to make the milk mixture in that video. Okay, so here you see me put in 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of white sugar, and I'm just going to mix it up just so that I don't have to mix it up that much and it breaks down easy when I put the egg and the milk in there. And I like to take out those little sugar crystal balls that be in the brown sugar, because they do not dissolve. Okay, and I put 2 cups of milk, and I put a teaspoon of vanilla and 2 large eggs. Well, I think I put a little more than a teaspoon of vanilla. I kind of eyeballed it there. And you can eyeball it too. You can do everything to taste. If you feel like it is, put a little at first and then add more if you feel like you need it. And then I just added a tablespoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I think I put, a teaspoon of nutmeg. That's enough. I mean, unless you're a nutmeg lover. I'm not too crazy about nutmeg, so I'm not going to go crazy with the nutmeg. And you don't have to have all of these ingredients. You don't have to have nutmeg or sugar or brown sugar. You can just use white sugar or just brown sugar. Okay, so you want to go ahead and just roll those in there like little logs. And you can even kind of let them sit for a little bit. Because it's sped up, you can't really see me letting it sit. But I think I let it sit for about 3 seconds just to get it nice and not wet, kind of just a little damp. You just want it nice and moist so that it's really fluffy. And you want the heat on low heat so that when you cook it, it's not wet still or damp still. You want a nice fluffy textured filling, if that makes sense. So you can see here that I'm kind of twisting them, turning them, because there's little circles. I mean, they're little cylinders, so, you're going to rotate them a little bit as you cook it. But you can see them getting nice and brown, like French toast, but, with the cream cheese and the strawberries inside. And they really don't take that long to cook. I would say it took like 4 to 5 minutes for each one, and maybe 1 minute on each side. And I preheated this little skillet. I preheated it at 250 degrees, and then I turned it up to 275 once they started cooking. So you can see them here, really nice and golden brown. And that's what they should look like. You can see the cream cheese squeezed out the top, and fluffy and golden, and they were really good too. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe. Leave a comment and let me know if you liked it inside the comment section, and I'll put the link to that other French toast recipe in the description box. Thanks guys, and see you later.